Since Russia attacked Ukraine more than 2 weeks ago, as we were talking about earlier on, more than 1.4 million Ukrainians have fled to Poland. It's the largest number of refugees the country has seen since the Second World War.
But instead of refugee camps, volunteers from across the world have arrived in Poland to open their arms to those in need, as our reporter Bradley Harris, who is in Poland, has been finding out.
A supermarket car park, now a refugee centre for Ukrainians fleeing their country. This man is handing out free SIM cards to those who arrive across the border, some with nothing. Since Russia began its war with Ukraine, the impact of it has echoed across Central and Eastern Europe. Most of them have arrived in Poland, where people from all over the world have welcomed Ukrainians with open arms. Paul is from High Wycombe in northwest London. He drove to Poland to help those at the border.
Literally got here about 2 hours ago. I've been inside. I've registered the vehicle. I've got to fill this in, registered it out, and I said, right, okay, where do I find people? They said, you have to find people. So they now want me to wander around, looking around for people to find. There's just no organisation whatsoever. So I have actually had a sign made up from the last refugee place, which actually in Ukrainian says I can take 2 people. There's, anywhere. I'll drive to Denmark if I have to. I'll drive to Sweden. I'll go anywhere. So, a couple of days ago, I took a family to Prague. They were in desperate need. The father had lost his wife. He was with his 2-year-old lad, and he had his sister with him. I drove 9 hours through the night, slept in the back of the van for 2 hours, and then drove 9 hours back. I'm totally dedicated to this. I've got a business at home which runs itself. I've got brilliant people. People have been donating, so I've got enough money for fuel, and I've got some friends coming over, but we need more help.
He's using his own van to move supplies. It's been a lifeline for him and those who need his help.
What is driving your passion?
Just helping. I see stuff on the news all the time, but actually coming to a place and seeing the desperation. We've just helped. I've just bumped into a couple of people, British people. They've just come from Exeter. I've just literally organised. They don't know what they're doing. I kind of know a little bit. There's an old lady who's 70. She's got like a 5 or 6 year old kid with her. They're freezing cold outside. There's 2 lads who are like 12. There's 4 of them all together. I've loaded them up and they're now driving. So they're driving for 5 hours down to somewhere. I can't even remember where it was, but it's all set up on Waze. I've done all that. I've got the interpreter sorted out. They're on their way. We've just got to help people. It's really bad. It's bad out here.
This spontaneous reaction is seen everywhere in Poland. People coming together, sparking a humanitarian turning point. Bradley Harris, GBNews, Przemysl.